talking about my app today. Um, my app for this class's final project is to make an appointment scheduler for a local barbershop here in Tempe. So, oops, sorry about that. So first, our project idea. So my project idea was to simplify the process of making an appointment at this barbershop while allowing them to add also their information and store hours. So the way that the barbershop does their appointment scheduling right now is to uh, have the customer call in and they will talk on their phone, ask for what time they want, and take down their name and phone number and all their and that information. So the purpose of this app is to make it easier because it's not always easy to stop in the middle of a haircut just to pick up the phone, and it will help to eliminate the need for a paper calendar slash timesheet, which is what they use right now. In addition, while the barbers are away from their shop, they will be allowed to check the schedule from their phone since the schedule will be uploaded to an online calendar. And ideally, customers will also be allowed to see the shop's information as previously mentioned. And yep, so this is the class diagram. It's kind of split into two. Sorry that it's a little hard to see, but basically you start with an initial view controller and it goes to the menu view, which is what you see right here, where you're able to log in or sign up. Once you log in, obviously it takes you to inside the app, but for the sign up, what you have to do is uh, enter a username, email, and password, and that stuff will be passed on to the account view controller where you'll be able to later see it and all that. And then these aren't really inheriting the rest of that information, so they're kind of implemented as their own class. This service table view cell inherits from the services view controller, which is a table view, so that's why these are connected. The MVC diagram, so basically the controller fetches all the profile information and all that. It fetches all the service names, inputs, and prices, the next available time slot, directions on the map, and if the phone number to call for an appointment. The model accesses all the saved profile information. It handles the Firebase backend database storage of that and authorizes the user for the login, logout. Um, in addition, it returns updated information to the controller, and the view displays the next available appointment and the table view and the map with directions and the account UI page. So capabilities, let's get started. So here I'll sign up, make a new username, nom tran. So I've created a new user. So this is the first screen that this is technically this is what you see when you first enter the app. So I'll get to that a little later. So first, the capabilities. So as you saw, you're allowed to create a new user and to log in. So to demonstrate that the login works, I'm just going to go over here and log out again, and then log in with the credentials that I previously inputted. So and as you can see, you can log in again and you come back to the same home screen. The back end of this is Firebase. It stores the username, the email, the password, and there's also a branch in there to store a profile picture, which I will be talking about in a bit, um, as you can see here. So, uh, uh, inside the app, so first of all, you navigate through the app using a tab bar down here. This homepage uses a calendar API to fetch the next available time slot on the calendar. So if you press the button Get Availability, it will bring up the next available appointment. So this would be the first time slot in the morning when they open tomorrow. And once you get this availability, you can hit the Set Appointment button, and well, on the it won't work on the simulator, but once you press this, it will bring up a pop-up menu. It will allow you to call directly from the app to the barbershop. So next on the tab bar is the table view. Sorry that it's a little messed up on the simulator. So the table view basically just uh, displays all the services and their prices that the barbershop offers to the customers. The customer doesn't have any option to add or delete from it. They shouldn't, because this is should be available to see all the time. Next is the shop info. So let's allow the app to see our location. So when you first uh, get into this map view, well, first below the map view is all the regular information to look at, to show people if you need to, but on the map view, it directly takes you to the barbershop location, and if you hit this check mark, it will give you directions from your location to the barbershop. And since the default location on the Apple simulator is Apple headquarters, this is why it's so far. And if you hit the X, it will delete that directions and take you straight back to the barbershop. And lastly, here, so this is what we saw when we signed up. This is the username. It's displayed here once again on the account. And if you hit here, it'll allow you to set a photo. So let's pick a photo right here. We'll pick this one. And it'll allow you to zoom in and out, move it around if you like to. So I'll just choose this one. And then you have to press Save Changes for it to save. And just to demonstrate that it went into Firebase, let's log out and log back in to see if it will display. Well, had a little error there. I guess I inputted something wrong. Let's just build it and run it. So there, since also, since you've already logged in before, once you open the app again, you don't need to log in again since it already has your authorization set up. So let's go to account. Didn't seem to save. So let's try it one more time. Do this one. Save changes, log out, log in. Password. Log in. Oh, it has worked on my mobile device every single time I tested it. I don't know if it's just a simulator problem. Uh, Anyways, moving on to the limitations of this app. So, unfortunately, the user is not able to make an appointment online. Um, there's no option to traverse through each available time slot either, so you only get the next available one, which is unfortunate in case the user does want to view further down the road in case it doesn't fit their schedule. Directions, they're not turn by turn, so it can be a hassle to look super close into the map just to see where you're going. That can be implemented later down the road. And then profile changes, they don't save automatically. So every single time you update a photo, you have to press the Save Changes button. And that's unfortunate because if you take a picture and you forget to press the Save Changes button, it won't save anywhere, and you'd have to take that picture again. So from this project, I learned a lot of great lessons about it, just programming in general, project management, and all that. So the best thing I learned was taking idea, my own personal idea, visualizing it on paper or on a document, and then taking that and turning it into code and creating a project that works. Also, I had a I learned a great deal about Firebase, and I learned how powerful it can be, even though it might not be the best uh, tool in some situations. But also the authorization about it, and then getting directions from a location, like here. I thought that was really cool because that's usually really helpful for getting these places. And then the tab bar navigation, also with animated buttons. And yep, so suggestions for improvement. This project is the availability calendar is based off of a online calendar API, but however the API is not yet finished. You only really can uh, retrieve open time slots, but you have to add time slots manually, so it's kind of taking away from the overall purpose of this app where the barber doesn't have to manually input anything. Also, you need a more robust login system because right now, if you log out and log back in and enter a wrong password or anything, um, the system won't handle it. In addition, better looking visually. There's a lot of empty spaces, especially on this page, and just learning how to have an auto layout so it fits to every screen size would be a lot better. And then lastly, saving pictures like directly to the camera roll. So when you take a picture for the profile picture, um, usually on most apps it saves directly to the camera roll as well. So you'll have the original photo to be used elsewhere if you would like. But this, once you take it on the camera for the profile picture, it doesn't save anywhere except for the app. And then to conclude, just improvements for this class. Uh, this class was great overall. It taught me a lot about programming and really ignited my passion. However, I would have liked to focus a little more on animations, transitions, and everything visual, just to be able to make a more visual appealing UI for users, especially since nowadays almost every app in the App Store is very visually appealing. Um, Also, Sprite Kit was something that caught my attention, even though we only went over it for one lecture. I think that if we were able to go over it at the beginning of the year as opposed to the end of the year and then have a lab along with it, it would have um, sparked some interest for that as the final project, possibly, or just to appease students who are also interested in taking this class for that aspect. And lastly, more practice with APIs. Um, I found it very difficult to find like an effective use for all the APIs online. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of great ones like the big companies like Yelp, Google. They have some great ones, but I would have just liked to see like more applications with API and how they could be used more effectively. So that's it. Thank you for viewing my demo of my app, and that's it.